Welcome back to Crazy Valuable Coins. And listen to me very carefully, because today's video is dangerous. This is not entertainment. This is a warning. We are talking about the top 5 most valuable Washington $quarter rare coins, and every single one of them is worth over $150,000. These are not museum coins. These are not locked away forever. These are coins people are spending every day. These are hidden wealth, quiet fortunes, silent treasure sitting in pockets, jars, and old drawers. Do not spend these coins. I mean it. Do not spend these coins. Some tiny detail makes these ordinary-looking quarters turn into life-changing money, and collectors are secretly fighting over them in real auctions right now. Nobody talks about these. These coins change everything. If you have one of these, it means you're holding a fortune. And the craziest part? Each coin in this video gets bigger, rarer, and more shocking than the last. So stay till the end, because what comes next is even more dangerous to ignore. Check your pocket now. This is not fiction. Now let me tell you about a coin that looks so normal, so tired, so dirty, so spent, that most people wouldn't even bend down to pick it up. And that right there is what makes this story terrifying. The 1954 Washington quarter without a mint mark is one of those coins that hides in plain sight. And if you blink, if you rush, if you don't know what you're holding, you could literally throw away a $300,000 silent fortune. I'm not joking. This is not hype. This is real auction shock. This is the kind of coin that changes families forever, and it does it quietly. Picture this. You're holding an old, dirty, circulated quarter. The edges are worn. The surface looks tired. It feels like nothing. It feels like a coin that's been to 1,000 stores and back. And that's exactly why people lose it. That's exactly why this is hidden wealth. The moment you assume it's worthless, you're in danger. Because some 1954 quarters, especially the ones without a mint mark, were born in a time when America was under pressure. The country was coming out of war shadows. Money was moving fast. Industries were changing. And the US Mint was pushing coins hard, fast, and under stress. That year matters. 1954 was not a calm, quiet year in American history. It was a time of rebuilding, of economic tension, of massive circulation demand. And when mints are under pressure, that's when strange things happen. That's when rare coins are born. This Washington quarter carries the proud face of George Washington on the front, strong, serious, timeless, and on the back, the eagle stands there like it always has. But on this coin, something about it feels different when you know the truth. The design is familiar, and that's the trap. The composition is that classic silver blend from that era. Heavy, real, valuable, in a way modern coins can never be. When you hold it, you can feel the weight of it, about 6¼ grams, solid and honest. The diameter is about 24 millimeters, the thickness is around 1.75 millimeters, and the edge has that sharp, reeded feel that silver quarters have even when they're worn. But here's the scary part. None of that tells you if you're holding a fortune. You could be holding history in your hand and never know. These coins were struck in massive numbers, but survival is a different story. Real survival, original surfaces, not cleaned, not messed with, not destroyed by human hands. Most of them are gone. Most of them were melted, damaged, overcleaned, or simply worn into nothing. And that's why condition changes everything. Even a coin in old, dirty, circulated condition can be a treasure if it's the right one, with the right details, with the right story. And this one is special. The missing mint mark is where the danger lives. That tiny, tiny detail that almost nobody checks. that empty space where a letter should be. That's the difference between pocket change and a life-changing opportunity. Collectors obsess over these things. They look at the surface under lights. They look at the strike. They look at the tiny details in Washington's hair, in the eagle's feathers, in the fields around the design. They look for originality. They look for untouched metal. And the moment they realize what they're seeing, the room changes. Auctions go quiet. Bidding gets slow and tense. Then suddenly, it gets aggressive. Prices jump. People don't want to lose, because they know these don't come back. And here's something you need to hear. Do not spend this coin. If you find a 1954 quarter without a mint mark, do not spend it. Do not clean it. Never clean it. Cleaning destroys value. It kills the original skin of the coin, the toning, the antique look that collectors pay insane money for. A cleaned coin is a wounded coin, and wounded coins lose fortunes. Original toning matters. That soft, natural aging is not dirt. It's proof. And professional grading is critical because this is not a game. This is serious money. What makes this even more insane is that collectors are not selling these. They're holding them. They're locking them away. Supply is shrinking. Demand is rising. And when one finally shows up, the bidding is not friendly. It's quiet, focused, and ruthless. And that's how you end up with a quarter that people used to buy soda turning into a $300,000 hidden treasure. This is not fiction. This is happening. Right now. Somewhere, someone has this coin in a drawer, in a jar, in a pocket, and they have no idea they're holding quiet wealth. So check your coins. Look at the date. Look for that missing mint mark. Look at the surfaces. And remember, do not spend this coin. Do not clean it. Be patient. Patience is golden in this game because one mistake can erase a fortune. And stay with me, because what comes next is even bigger. The next coin is rarer, more shocking, and even more dangerous to ignore. The next one makes this look like a warm-up. And if you think this one is crazy, you are not ready for what's coming next. Next up, now listen to me, because what I'm about to tell you sounds impossible, but it's happening right now. This is the kind of coin that ruins people's sleep when they realize what they almost spent. The 1960 Washington quarter with the D mint mark is not loud. It does not shine like a mirror. It does not beg for attention. It sits there in this beautiful old blackish antique look, calm, quiet, innocent. And that's exactly how a $275,000 silent fortune hides in plain sight. Most people think danger looks obvious. It doesn't. Real danger looks normal. Real treasure looks spent. And that's why people are losing this coin every single day. Stay till the end, because this detail changes everything. 1960 was not a random year. America was changing fast. The economy was shifting. Money was moving. Production was under pressure. And the mint was pushing coins out like never before. When that happens, mistakes slip through, unusual strikes happen, and special survivors are born. The Denver Mint was working hard that year, and that little D under the eagle is where the story begins. That tiny letter is the difference between a normal coin and a life-changing opportunity. On the front, you see Washington's strong, serious face, the same design everyone thinks they know. On the back, the eagle spreads its wings, proud and sharp. But on this coin, something feels different when you hold it. The metal is real silver, heavy and honest, from a time when coins were actually worth something. It weighs about 6¼ grams. The diameter is around 24 millimeters. The thickness is about 1.75 millimeters. It feels solid in your hand, like history. But none of that tells you the truth. The truth lives in the surface. This coin, in fine condition, with that old blackish antique toning, is where collectors' hearts start racing. That dark, natural skin is not dirt. It is time. It is proof. It is survival. It is what happens when a coin lives a real life and somehow avoids being destroyed by cleaning, polishing, or careless hands. Most coins from this era were ruined, scrubbed, shined, wiped to death. And that's why real original surfaces are rare. And that's why this one is special. Minting conditions in 1960 were not gentle. Machines were working hard. Dies were used and reused. Pressure was high. And when coins are born in that kind of environment, strange and wonderful things can happen. Only a tiny number survive in the right state, with the right look, with the right details. That's why survival is rare. That's why collectors hunt these like ghosts. They look at the fields. They look at Washington's hair. They look at the eagle's feathers. They look for sharpness, for balance, for originality. They look for that quiet, even toning that only time can create. And when they see it, the room changes. Auction rooms go quiet. Then someone raises a paddle. Then someone else. Then it gets serious. Because they know. They all know. These don't come back. And right now, the market is proving it. This coin has reached around $275,000. Let that sink in. For a quarter. A coin people wouldn't even bother to pick up if it was on the sidewalk. This is hidden wealth. This is quiet fortune. This is a life-changing opportunity disguised as pocket change. And I need to say this clearly. Do not spend this coin. If you find a 1960 Washington quarter with a D mint mark, and it has that beautiful old dark antique look, do not spend it. Do not clean it. Never clean it. Cleaning kills value. It destroys the original skin, the very thing collectors pay insane money for. Original toning matters. And professional grading is critical, because this is serious money, not a game. Check the date. Check for the D. Look at the surface. Look for originality. Be patient. Patience is golden. One careless move can erase a fortune. Collectors are not selling these. They are holding them, locking them away. Supply is shrinking. Demand is rising. And every year that passes, this coin becomes harder to find. Somewhere right now, someone has this coin in a drawer, in a jar, in a pocket, and they have no idea they're holding a silent fortune. And if you think this one is shocking, the next coin is even worse. Rarer, more dangerous to ignore. The next one makes this look small. So stay with me, because what comes next is the kind of coin that changes everything. Next up, now this is where things start to get really scary, because this is the kind of coin people absolutely do not believe could be worth real money. This is the kind of coin people spend without even looking. And that's why the 1970 Washington quarter with the D mint mark is one of the most dangerous coins in America. It looks modern. It looks normal. It looks harmless. And that's exactly how a $240,000 silent fortune disappears. Stay till the end, because this detail changes everything. 1970 was not just another year. America was under pressure. The economy was shifting. Inflation fears were in the air, and the entire money system was changing. Silver was disappearing from coins. The country was moving into a new era, and the mints were working fast, stressed, and hard. And when that happens, something always slips through. That year produced coins that were never meant to become legends. And that's what makes this one so special. On the front, you see Washington, serious and strong, the same face people have seen for generations. On the back, The eagle stands there, powerful and proud. Nothing about the design screams treasure. And that's the trap. That's how hidden wealth survives. That's how quiet fortunes hide in plain sight. This coin is made from the standard metal of its time, lighter than the old silver issues, but still solid in the hand. It weighs about 5 2/3 grams. The diameter is about 24 millimeters. The thickness is around 1.75 millimeters. The edge is reeded. It feels like any other quarter. And that is terrifying, because nothing about the feel warns you that you might be holding life-changing money. But then there's the D-Mint mark. That tiny letter. That little detail almost nobody checks. That is where the story lives. Only a very small number of these survive in the right condition, with the right strike, with the right surfaces. And this one, in very fine condition, is exactly what collectors fight over. Not shiny, not polished. Original, honest, real. Minting conditions in 1970 were not gentle. Dies were overworked. Machines were running non-stop. Quality control was not thinking about collectors. It was thinking about speed. And when coins are born in that kind of environment, the survivors become special. Most were destroyed by circulation. Most were scratched, damaged, abused, or cleaned. And that's why survival is rare. And let me say this clearly. Cleaning a coin like this is a tragedy. A cleaned coin is a wounded coin. It loses its skin. It loses its history. It loses its soul. And it loses massive value. Original surfaces matter. That soft, natural look is what collectors want. And once it's gone forever. Collectors look at everything. They study Washington's hair. They study the eagle's feathers. They study the fields, the edges, the strike. They look for balance. They look for originality. They look for that untouched look that only time can create. And when they see it, something changes. The room gets quiet. Bidding gets slow. Then suddenly, it gets aggressive. Because everyone in that room knows this is not just a coin. This is hidden wealth. And right now, the market is proving it. This 1970 with D-Quarter has reached around $240,000. For a coin people still find in old jars and collections. This is not fiction. This is real. This is happening. Collectors are not selling these. They're holding them, locking them away. Supply is shrinking. Demand is rising. And every year it gets harder and harder to find one that hasn't been destroyed. So listen to me. If you see a 1970 quarter, do not spend it. Check for the D-Mint mark. Look at the condition. And if it looks original, do not clean it. Never clean it. Get it checked. Get it graded. Professional grading is critical because this is serious money. This is not a game. Somewhere right now, someone has this coin in a drawer, in a box, in a pocket, and they have no idea they're holding a quiet fortune. And if you think this one is shocking, the next coin is even more dangerous to ignore. The next one is rarer, more mysterious, and even more valuable. What comes next makes this look like nothing. Stay with me, because the next coin changes everything. Next up, now this is where people really get hurt, because this is the kind of coin nobody ever checks. This is the kind of coin people still use. This is the kind of coin that disappears forever in vending machines, parking meters, and store counters. And that's why the 1980 Washington quarter with the D-Mint mark is one of the most dangerous pieces of hidden wealth in America. It looks too new to be valuable. It looks too normal to be special. And that's exactly how a $210,000 silent fortune gets lost. Stay till the end, because this detail changes everything. 1980 was not a calm year. The United States was under serious economic stress. Inflation was crushing people. Interest rates were insane. Money was changing fast. The system was under pressure. And when the system is under pressure, mints don't think about perfection. They think about speed. They think about volume. And that's when strange survivors are born. On the front, you see the same familiar Washington, strong and steady. On the back, the eagle stands proud. Nothing about the design screams treasure, and that's the trap. That's why this is hidden wealth. That's why people are losing this coin every single day. By 1980, quarters were no longer silver. This coin is made from a copper-nickel-clad composition, but don't let that fool you. Value is not just metal. Value is rarity. Value is survival. Value is condition. It weighs about 5 2/3 grams. The diameter is about 24 millimeters. The thickness is around 1.75 millimeters. The edge is reeded. It feels exactly like any other quarter. And that's terrifying, because nothing about it warns you that you might be holding life-changing money. Then there's that tiny D mint mark. That little letter almost nobody looks at. That's where the story starts. Only a very small number of these survived in the right state, with the right strike, with the right surfaces. In very fine condition, with original skin, this coin becomes something completely different. Most were destroyed by circulation, scratched, bent, abused, or worse, cleaned. And I need to say this clearly. Never clean this coin. Cleaning kills value. It strips away the original surface, the very thing collectors pay for. Original toning, even if it's light, even if it looks boring, is proof of honesty. Once you wipe that away, the coin is wounded forever. Minting conditions in 1980 were not gentle. Machines were running non-stop. Dies were pushed. Quality control was not thinking about collectors 40 years in the future. And because of that, true survivors are rare. That's why collectors hunt these. That's why survival is rare. Collectors study everything. Washington's hair, the eagle's feathers, the fields, the edges, the strike. They look for balance. They look for originality. They look for that untouched look. And when they see it, the room changes. Auction rooms go quiet. Then the bids start. Then they get aggressive. Because everyone in that room knows this is not pocket change. This is quiet wealth. And the market proves it. This coin has reached around $210,000. For a quarter people still spend. Think about that. This is not fiction. Collectors are not selling these. They're holding them, locking them away. Supply is shrinking. Demand is rising. And every year, it gets harder to find one that hasn't been destroyed. So listen to me. If you see a 1980 quarter, do not spend it. Check for the D-mint mark. Look at the condition. If it looks original, do not clean it. Get it checked. Get it graded. Professional grading is critical, because this is serious money. Somewhere right now, someone has this coin in a jar or a drawer and has no idea they're holding a silent fortune. And now, the final coin is coming. And this one is the most shocking of all. Rarer. More dangerous to ignore. More unbelievable. If you thought this was crazy, you are not ready for what comes next. Next up. Now this is the one that hurts the most. This is the one people are literally spending right now. This is the one sitting in cash registers, cup holders, and pockets, and nobody even thinks twice. And that's why the 1997 Washington quarter with the D-mint mark is one of the most dangerous hidden treasures in America. It looks too new. It looks too normal. It looks too worthless. And that's exactly how a $160,000 silent fortune disappears without a sound. Stay with me, because this detail changes everything. 1997 was not some quiet, forgettable year. America was moving fast. The economy was racing forward, money was flying, technology was changing everything, and the mint was focused on one thing only: speed. When speed becomes more important than perfection, strange things happen. Coins get rushed, dies get pushed, quality gets stretched. And in that pressure, rare survivors are born. On the front, you see Washington, calm and familiar. On the back, the eagle stands strong. The design is the same one people have seen their whole lives. And that's the trap. That's how hidden wealth hides in plain sight. Nobody looks twice at a 1997 quarter. And that's why this story is so dangerous. By 1997, quarters were made from the modern copper-nickel-clad composition. No silver, no shine, nothing that screams value. It weighs about 5 2/3 grams. The diameter is about 24 millimeters. The thickness is around 1.75 millimeters. The edge is reeded. It feels exactly like every other quarter you've ever held. And that is terrifying, because nothing about it warns you that you might be holding life-changing money. And then there's that tiny D mint mark, that little letter under the eagle that almost nobody checks. That's where the story begins. Only a very small number of these exist in the right state, with the right strike, with the right surfaces. And this one, in old, dirty, fine condition, is exactly the kind of coin people throw away without thinking. And that's the tragedy. That dirty look is often original skin. That is time. That is proof of honesty. That is what collectors want. Most of these coins were destroyed by life. Scratched, damaged, bent, or worse, cleaned. And cleaning is a disaster. Let me say this clearly. Never clean this coin. A cleaned coin is a wounded coin. It loses its original surface, its natural toning, its history. And it loses massive value. Original surfaces matter, even when they look ugly, even when they look boring. That ugly look can be worth a fortune. Minting conditions in 1997 were all about volume. Machines running non-stop. Dies pushed hard. Coins flying out of presses. Nobody was thinking about collectors in the future. And because of that, true survivors are rare. That's why this coin is special. Collectors study everything. Washington's hair, the eagle's feathers, the fields, the edges, the strike. They look for balance. They look for originality. They look for that untouched look. And when they see it, the mood changes. Auction rooms get quiet. Then someone bids. Then someone else. Then it gets serious. Because they know this is not pocket change. This is quiet wealth. And the market proves it. This coin has reached around $160,000. For a 1997 quarter, let that sink in. This is not fiction. This is real. This is happening. Collectors are not selling these. They're holding them, locking them away. Supply is shrinking. Demand is rising. And every year, it gets harder to find one that hasn't been destroyed. So listen to me. If you see a 1997 quarter, do not spend it. Check for the D-mint mark. Look at the condition. If it looks original, do not clean it. Get it checked. Get it graded. Professional grading is critical because this is serious money. Somewhere right now, someone has this coin in a pocket or a jar and has no idea they're holding a silent fortune. And now let me tell you something straight from the heart. These 5 coins, they are not stories. They are not myths. They are not internet legends. They are real hidden treasures hiding in plain sight. People are losing them every single day, spending them, ignoring them, throwing away life-changing opportunities without even knowing it. So from now on, Check your change. Check your drawers. Check your old jars. And remember one rule above all: do not spend these coins. And whatever you do, never clean them. Because one small, quiet, ordinary-looking quarter can change everything